We good now? Mic check, 1 2. Mic check, 1 2. Mic check, 1 2. Uno dos. Thumbs up if we good. Thumbs up. Okay, there we go. Thank y'all. All right, so we had to come back on a new stream, and I'm gonna have to change the background because I can't see the numbers and stuff. So I'm gonna change this background one more time, y'all. Y'all bear with me. I had to switch devices. We've been working from the phones all day, and I don't like it. Y'all know my feelings is hurt by the computers being down. So y'all share it up, let everybody know we back. Get those numbers back up. We're gonna start once we get to the 20 like mark. I'm gonna just small talking to everybody get in here because I don't want anybody to miss nothing. Want to get to all y'all questions and thoughts, man. Here we go. Now we back. Scale of one to 10. How confident are you we can win it all? J5, you ain't get that membership? Uh-oh, y'all better get that man a membership. But you the first question, so I ain't gonna trip. I'm gonna get you first. Appreciate y'all for pulling back up, man. Continue running the likes up. We want to get to that 20 likes. So we can go ahead and get back into the conversation. Let me see what's going on with this phone over here. Oh, it just need to charge. Yeah, we've been working this phone today, man. Y'all pray for me, man. Y'all pray that God bless this brand with more sponsors and people that want to help us upgrade all of our equipment, man. We need actual cameras to produce quality footage. We need more microphones. We need camera stands. It's a lot that we can definitely utilize and take advantage of if we just continue to do what we doing, man. Appreciate y'all. Unless Ty start hitting his hot read, it ain't happening. What are you talking about? The staff did so good at Washington, yeah, against who? Jay Penny said overrated. Oregon and the rest of the schedule filled with Southern. You know what, Jay Penny? It's people like you that won't ever understand that it doesn't matter where you did it at. If a philosophy works, you get the assets. No, if you're able to take assets and compete, especially in football, if you're able to take what you're given and your philosophy works at that level and it wins, and then you take it to another level, you have reason to believe that those philosophies work. They are winning. Listen, you may not like the records right now, but Kalen DeBoer is still winning. Has he had a losing season yet? We missed the playoffs last year because of a technicality. Literally, we are at the same spot Coach Saban left his team 2 years ago. 3 losses. Did Saban even reach 10 wins? Yes, he reached 10 wins. But 3 losses on the record. Like this thing that Kalen DeBoer can't win in the SEC. We literally beat 4 ranked SEC opponents in a row. So are you saying the rest of the SEC is trash? The conference that has 5 teams representing them in a 12-team playoff is trash? Come on, man. And teams that we beat gave some of the teams that are in the playoffs one of their losses. So you got to quit with that noise, man. Unless Ty start hitting his hot read, it ain't happening. Can't compare this staff to what they had at Washington because at Washington they had a guy that could push it downfield 100%. And Bama boy, that's more so of my sentiment. Like this staff has yet to be able to field not even SEC caliber of team skill set wise that has been able to grow in these schemes. It's easier when you are at schools that don't have that high level of competition and you get guys that you truly have to game plan and develop around. But when you have guys that are advanced and they possess skill sets that most teams across the country don't necessarily possess, at multiple levels. I mean, depth of talent. This is a new challenge. I think that's been the issue. Personnel for this team is not the coaching strategy. Is not the play calling for the most part, and majority of these games. It's personnel. It's finding the right guy. You have a wealth of talent at your disposal, and what you see on a day-to-day basis is something that you're not used to have seen for the past 7-8 years of your coaching career. So yes, it's a safe space to go with that first look, that first gut feeling. And it's hard to go away from it in the heat of the moment when you've been trusting those players. Now, injury is another thing, but yeah, personnel is probably the only issue I have with this staff. Shout out to my guy Mattress Matt says, let me call in to the show to talk about offense. Mattress Matt, we don't have a call-in show as of right now, man. We're getting some maintenance done on our equipment, but I appreciate the $2 super chat, man. Appreciate you. Cam Coleman, hate Bama. Stop asking. Yeah, who keep asking about? I say Bama need to go get Cam Coleman to hit the portal for what? J5. What makes y'all think Cam Coleman is going to leave Auburn? Do your research, man. Do your research. I told y'all Cam Coleman is an Auburn kid through and through. The only thing that could get Cam Coleman to leave is a draft year film session. Like that's it. He if he would go somewhere outside of the SEC, it won't be Bama, it won't be Georgia, it won't be any team that he grew up hating. That move will be a business decision. Right now, Auburn is in a good spot. Auburn is in a good spot right there with if you look at Auburn's record is trash. They played trash, but they were in every loss that they had. They were in every one of them. Every one of them. Now, the score won't tell you that, but if you look at what they were lacking in a greater faster than Alabama is quarterback. And their offensive line is atrocious too. Their offensive line and their quarterback play was atrocious. But running backs, wide receivers, them guys, they get active. And so you see what happened when they played against Alabama, though. The offensive line isn't what killed us. Their offense isn't even what killed us. It was their defense, and they're getting some recruits on defense. Cam is not hitting the portal. What's up, Jason? Welcome in, guy. We just doing Q&A. We just talking tonight. Oh, y'all. I'm back. I'm sorry. Trying to scroll and see what these menu options is over here. More questions. I want to see little brother in the Birmingham Bowl. Nah, we messed that up for him. To be honest, they were cheated out of the game against Georgia. True. True. Shout out to the 34 in the chat, man. We almost at 20 likes. If we play ULM every single week, we could break every record in the book, is my point. What? That don't even make sense. Football is the same no matter where they coach at. Facts. Guys gotta want it. Why is everyone jumping off Ty? We're a one-trick pony offense. He can't do everything. CK Bama, what you mean can't do everything? I will gladly, because I've never seen you in this chat before, I will gladly throw you these stats, and I want you to rethink that statement as I throw these stats at you. Last year, Jalen Miro, in this offensive scheme under Nick Sharon and Kalen DeBoer, average time from snap to completion, 3.4 seconds. Average time from snap to sack, 2.7 seconds. This year for Ty Simpson, average time from snap to completion this year, 3.8 seconds. No, 4.1 seconds. I'm sorry, 4.1 seconds. Average time from snap to sack, 3.4 seconds. How much more time does Ty Simpson need to make a decision? And then I'm not saying get the ball off, because some plays there is and will be plays where your wide receivers are not open. There will be plays where zone coverage and the play call does not give you an opportunity to throw the ball. But does that mean you stand back in the pocket and take a sack? Or you stand back in the pocket and don't extend the play and try to make a play and you're a dual threat quarterback? Does that mean you stand back in the pocket and not use your legs? Press the line of scrimmage and make the defense, force the defense into different play calling so that you can open up the pass game. Now, I'll give you this. Ryan Grubb does not help him in those situations where he gets away from the running game when we're having success. I will admit that. We have seen that in 4 games in particular. And 2 of them have resulted in losses. So I get it. I get it. Notre Dame getting invited to a bowl game and not going is crazy. I think Quay still has draft. I think Quay still is a high second round or late first round draft pick right now in this draft. I don't think he's moving inside linebacker though. I think they're going to get two guys out the portal, and they're confident in what they have coming in as far as the freshman class and what this 25 class was able to bring in. Luke Metz, QB Reese is there from the 24 class. The 25 class, you got Luke Metz. You got Abdul Sanders Jr. I think Caden Jones hits the portal. Duke Johnson is still there. He's a hybrid guy. Right now they got him coming off from the interior. So you got a lot of guys in that inside linebacker room. Zay Griffin is in this class. Zay Hall is in this class. Those two guys, I think, will be able to come in and really compete and push QB, Luke, AJ, Duke. I think that young group will be pushed, and maybe two veteran presence from the portal will be targeted in this portal class coming into the next season. Why is everyone jumping off Ty? Yeah, I just gave you that, CK Bama. What do you think about that? When you hear those stats, what do you think about that? Amanda, appreciate you for renewing, chilling, working on the new background in the studio. Okay. How does that not make sense? We would be number one in the nation record-breaking stats if we had Ohio State or Indiana schedule. I thought you was more so speaking to like the execution of the team. Of course, that's obvious. That offensive staff and Ty need to be questioned, especially Ty. Um, I don't question the staff so much. I get this. This is where I'm torn right now because if as an offensive coordinator, whether I'm in the booth or I'm on the sideline and I'm seeing Ryan Williams, Latsier Brooks, Jeremy Bernard win matchups in a session, and I'm seeing these pass scales giving the coverage problems when there's openings. I, as an offensive coordinator, I'm only going to go with that for so long, right? I'm not going to go away from the pass. I'm going to give my quarterback in football at the high school level. I don't know what it takes at the collegiate level, especially in the SEC, but at the high school level, we have like a rule of thumb. Like we're going to see what he looks like in the first 9 passes, right? 9 passes is usually by that time. If you're playing good offensive ball, 9 passes in your first 2 drives, right? That's what you want to try to get in there. You want to try to extend drives. If you get explosives, that's kind of a one-off that you kind of pass off. But for the most part, you take your percentages, right? All these analytics that we look at, we want to look at the first 9 passes in our first 2 drives. If we're able to run the ball and keep it ourselves ahead of the chains and put ourselves in favorable pass situations, right? 2nd and 6, 2nd and 7, 3rd and 2, 3rd and 4. Those are favorable passing situations because you can still be effective with the run. So I don't blame Ryan Grubb for the style of play calling when we do see success on first down and we gain 4 and we go and play action pass off of it. I think we just need a quarterback that understands play action pass means I have an option to run or pass this ball while I'm rolling out. I fake the handoff while I'm pressing the line of scrimmage, or I'm extending I'm extending the play laterally, right? I have an opportunity, or I have the option to press the line of scrimmage and create with my legs. That's what he needs to know. Everyone knows we're throwing the ball. We have no ground game. That's not a fact. And I don't care to go and show you stats that say we have a solid run game. Nobody in the country is averaging like 6 yards a carry, 5. Y'all gotta remember, Saban had offenses. We ran the ball 40 times one year, an average of 37 times, with Derrick Henry averaging 31 carries a game. And that year, you got to think Derrick Henry would get 31 carries in the game, but then we would turn around and hand the ball off to uh, who was his backup? Who was there with Derrick Henry? Kenyon Drake. Kenyon Drake was there with Henry. Um, was Bo there with Derrick? I think Bo was there, right? Those guys will still get like spare, offset carries and play action pass type play calls. But this isn't that type of age of offense right now. So everybody asking for the run game. There are games where we ran the ball 35 times and only gained 85 yards, right? And have won those games by 14 points. There are games where we won the time of possession decisively. Time of possession, we've ran the ball 30 plus times, and we've seen balance. And we've only gained 80 and 89 yards, and the offense has looked efficient. So the number watch all you want, but look at the right numbers. Yards per carry from the running backs up until the Auburn game We're talking a 3.9 carry, 3.85 yard per carry clip, almost 4 yards per carry, right where you want your numbers to be when you're talking about the offense. Volume is definitely a question, but saying that we don't have a run game is truly false. We stopped sitting in the pot. We stopped sitting in the pocket and waiting for long pass routes, jet motion misdirection, only quick passes to speed players in space only. Matt, I appreciate the $5 super chat, but your statement is broken. I don't get what you're saying. Indiana and OSU are mid. Whoever wins between OU and Bama beating the brakes off of Indiana. We'll see. I disagree, Jason. Indiana against Ohio State showed me some, and then I think Indiana matches up well in the on the boundary as far as their skill players. I think they've been underrated because of the skill sets and the trash teams that they played against. But to go against Ohio State and to play the way that they did, I think it was a competitive game overall. I think Ohio State was surprised. And when it came time to get down to it and beat the guy across from you, Indiana did that a lot. They're a good team to watch. They're a good team to watch. I didn't want to, I told everybody I wasn't going to give them credit until they played a team like Ohio State. I wanted to see what both of these teams are made of, and I think Indiana is legit. I don't think they're the best team in the country, but I think a team like Indiana could beat a team like Oklahoma, could beat a team like Alabama, could beat a team like Georgia, could beat a team like Texas Tech. Like this, they can compete with everybody in this playoff field. I'm sorry, man, but Bama has to prove itself to me the next few weeks before I'm confident we beating anybody. Yeah, that sounds fair weather, Jadarius. It's okay. HOF making my point. Making your point. What point? Oh, you talking about the schedules again? Right, Jason. What he talking about? I don't think nobody want to see this Bama defense in the playoffs. When we fly around and be aggressive, it gives the team juice. Facts. Kareem, appreciate you for pulling back up. Have you heard about LT possibly having blood clots? Yeah, they said it's an upper. They were saying that he had a sickness, man. Like a infection. Like he was sick, like an upper respiratory infection, and it might be affecting his immune system right now. Hall of Fame, Ohio State and Indy mid, but look like all time greats because they played nobody challenging all year long was the point I made that you back with your statement. I think they are two legit teams. Those two teams playing against each other for their conference championship were two legit teams. I'll say that. Big team title game, 23 total points in a dome with Heisman QBs. I call BS. Heisman QBs going against solid defensive, Jason. That's like your game. That's like Oklahoma and Texas. I, don't even put. We're talking about teams and matchups, right? Oklahoma and Texas, strength on strength. You saw strength on strength in those games. You saw two struggling quarterbacks in that game. You saw two offensive lines that were figuring out. You saw two strong defensive fronts. You saw two strong secondaries, two strong linebacker corps, two talented wide receiver groups. And how did that game play out? That's what I saw at OSU. It's even. You're not going to see a lot of separation when you have even rosters, and that's what I want to see. I can't definitively go and look at Ohio State's roster and then compare it to Ohio State roster and say they are definitively better in each category: cornerback, wide receiver, safeties. You can't say that. They win some categories. Wide receiver, yes, of course. Jeremiah Smith, he tips that. Safeties, Caleb Downs, he tips that. But you look at what Indiana corners did. You look at what their linebackers did. You're getting the same quality production from Ohio State. Indiana's offensive line, they look stronger than Ohio State's offensive line. Indiana's defensive line looked way more active. Maybe not as much push as Ohio State, but they look way more active and they were a lot deeper. So that's my point. I think Bama can beat Indiana. Me too. I think Bama could beat anybody with their A game. Jadarius said Kane Womack shut a lot of folks up. Defense cooking. My only issue is with our offense. I believe in the defense. Just the offense is the question. Facts. We've been saying that. Defense is legit. Womack corrected some things, and we've significantly reduced the amount of big plays we give up. Not just big plays, penalties. We're as much as we've complained about offensive production, the offensive line isn't the reason for our penalties this season. I need y'all to go back and look at that. A lot of our penalties. Guess what? Guess what our leading penalty right now is on the offense? It's not holding. It is not illegal man downfield. It's not false start. Intentional grounding. Intentional grounding is the most impactful penalty for Alabama this year. Last year, the way Jalen Milroe threw out of some crazy pressures, snap, having pressure in his face in 1.8 seconds against Oklahoma, throwing the ball away, 3 intentional grounding calls. That was the most intentional grounding calls he had, and that added to 5 for the whole season for Jalen Milroe. As many times we saw him throw the ball away and get questioned, they reviewing it for intentional grounding. Ty Simpson has 9 of those for the season. Spot foul. So when he's dropping back 9, 10 yards and throwing that ball away before he get outside the tackle box, that's not good. He said he stand by his story. Red Morgan is solid. I love Red Morgan. That's my boy. I don't remember who said it on the call in last Thursday, but I got to give them props when they said whatever teams wins is not going to be close. I said, me and Swag said that. Me and Swag said that on the phone. I said, whichever team shows up and plays their A game from the jump, doesn't start slow, that can make this game be lopsided. If both teams come out and start slow, it'll be a tight game. Georgia came out punching. Even with our defense doing what they did, they just kept punching. Their offense stepped up and won that game for us. To be honest, the best defense in the playoffs are Bama, OU, and Georgia. Nah, Ohio State is in there. What they do defensively, schematically, you have to be able to out-physical them to make them simplify, and then you get a chance to beat them in one-on-ones on the boundary. But what they do defensively, schematically, you can't drop back 40 times comfortably and throw against them. You can't. Their front is too athletic, and what they do on the back end to mix their coverages is a lot more, I guess you could say, eccentric or exotic than what you get across college football due to them having that NFL coordinator, former NFL coordinator. We run 2-minute offense. I think we'll be okay. Speed it up. Pace has been a favorable thing for Alabama's offense. Indiana has a good defense. Yeah, Jason always do this when he excited about Oklahoma getting some good news. That's why I said that their safeties aren't better than Ohio State as far as roster comparison, but they play great team defense. They've done it against lesser talented teams, and what they did against Ohio State, Julian Sayin, Jeremiah Smith, and their running back core, that was quality defense. What they were able to do up front, disrupting the run game with their front 7, their front 6, their boxes that they had on the field defensively, that was quality football. Ohio State played a good game too. That was a good game. Jay Penny, y'all both can see it, and then I want to hear that energy when this team play a complete game. If we end up beating Oklahoma and then getting to Indiana and playing Indiana in that neutral field game, and they get blown out by us, I stand down. But I think that is a solid team. Bama against Indiana, I'm not taking more than a 14-point spread unless we come out and play. Like I said, Alabama's A game. I don't believe there's many teams in the field that could play with Alabama, even against Oklahoma. You look at the game against Oklahoma, man. We should have blew Oklahoma out by like 3 possessions, man. We should have had at least a 3-possession lead against Oklahoma. 3. And that's a good team. That's a great defense. Same thing with Auburn. We missed on so many opportunities, man. Offense got to play better. Good game, mid teams. You don't like Joel Klatt. 2, if it ain't Oklahoma, you can't see the good in it. You get what I'm saying? That's what it is. I don't even like Ohio State, and I see the quality in that defense. And I see what the difference makers and the playmakers that help Julian say and do what he does comfortably. Is 75 going to continue to start? Yep. And I don't mind it. I don't mind 75 being out there at guard or tackle. For you to say that Indiana doesn't have a good defense is crazy. Even playing against lesser talented teams, they still are consistent in what their defense does. They haven't had a one-off game where they played against a trash offense and they gave up some crazy numbers. They've had tight games where their offense has struggled, but the defense hasn't been their issue at all this season. Gino Vandermark had a bad game at left guard. That's not his natural position. I know he's played there before, but that's not where he struggled there last year. Vandermark is better on the right side of the offensive line. That's the beauty of these playoffs. Any team can get beat. That's what I said, Dwayne. Even your team. And that's why I love the playoffs. At this point in the season, the teams that got the easy games are Ole Miss and Oregon. Outside of those games, we got great playoff setup. Do you think that Ty can flip the switch and play like he did early in the season? Zach, if we be honest, Ty has never done anything great other than not turn the ball over. He's been missing on passes all year, the deep ball all year. I think right now his completion percentage on passes, 20 plus yards downfield right now is like at 19% for the season. Or is it 40 plus? I can't remember. One of them is like 38%. One of it's probably 40 plus is the 19%. And he's only thrown like 20 of them. It's not like he's throwing a large volume of them. He's waiting too late. He's trying to see things develop downfield. If you're not going to throw some of these routes open or these concepts open, go ahead and check down. He does. He does. Roll Tide 007 says, do you think DeBoer's ability to get the team ready for big games will amplify, being that we have the primetime game? I think DeBoer with 2 weeks to really evaluate his team um, while shuffling, guys on his staff is going to be key. Now, I'll say this. Alabama with off the last bye week we had was against LSU, and that's when the offensive struggle started. We started to see it less rotation at the wide receiver position. We saw Jam Miller kind of get the overhaul of carries when he wasn't producing. It was kind of like a forced method type of ideology brought into that game. I don't think that helps us. Smook, is it Grub play calling, Ty not being accurate, or Keelan is better for what they expect of this offense? Please help me understand, Smook. I say this. I think Grub play calling in key moments has hurt us. Ty's inaccuracy or inability to be accurate in the whole game is hurting us, right? And and then Keelan Russell, I think he's the better quarterback, better of the quarterbacks. I just don't think he's ready. Struggle started at South Carolina game. Yeah, we saw him, but the after the I was speaking more so after the bye week. Y'all got mad at me in the South Carolina game when I was calling Ty out. A lot of fans got mad at me, said that we won the game. That was a good defense. I understand that, but there were plays that could have been made, man. You can't keep giving him excuses, can't keep making excuses for the quarterback play. I've seen Ohio State's offensive line, Julian Sayin, make plays from dirty pockets. I've seen him maneuver the pocket. I've seen LSU Mettenberger with that trash offensive line. Nussmeyer, I said Mettenberger, Nussmeyer. I've seen that him make plays with his legs, and he has nothing over there at LSU. Uh, Marcel Reed uses his legs effectively. All of these are dual threat, quote unquote, dual threat guys. Ty Simpson is a dual threat guy. Use your legs. I feel like the time between Ty and Ryan Williams on the deep ball is there somewhat. Ty's struggling with the deep ball, but drops don't help when it's there. Facts. That's helped. That's hurt him, CK Bama. But at the same time, Ty is the only deep ball that I've seen from Ty that's been accurate and on point that's been dropped is the one that he threw to Ryan Williams against Georgia. Y'all know what? I could make my move while I'm sitting here. on this mobile live. I'm sitting here on the phone like I can't go do what I gotta do. Oh yeah. Let me get a second. Dumping the ball to Ryan Williams and letting him run in space worked every time. That's about it. But defenses are going to adjust to that. Why do you want the ball in Ryan Williams' hands so much? I'm getting so fed up with this Ryan Williams. Get the ball to Ryan Williams narrative. Jordan, get ready to clip. I'm about to make a lot of y'all mad. I wanna know, why do y'all want the ball in his hands so bad? Please tell me. Please tell me. That's the topic of conversation right now. Why do y'all want the ball in Ryan Williams' hands so much? Why do y'all feel like he needs to be part of the game, like the main part of the game plan? Please tell me. Please tell me, and I'm gonna give y'all some time to respond. Facts, DJ. DJ, where your wristband at, man? Dwayne, yeah, he had a sophomore slump, but this ain't no sophomore slump. Ryan Williams been in a slump since Georgia last year. Wait, hold on. Let me go back. He said Williams plays with his head on a swivel. I understand he does all that animated juke stick stuff, but what makes you think that? What has he done to say give him the ball? He can make a game changer play for us. Like, no, on a consistent basis, you don't get that. You don't get that from him. Mattress Matt, you didn't say that. You said Ryan Williams, and he hasn't been the explosive playmaker for us in those instances, not once this season. I don't think a screen play with Ryan Williams. The one play he scrambled. I mean, he ran to the got a long touchdown pass was against Wisconsin. Physicality, he's not there. So why do I want to get the ball in his hands every time? He's ready to take a hit. He's more so protecting his body rather than protecting the ball. 43 in the chat. 43 in the chat. 43 in the chat. Let's get the likes of DJ. I said that he act like he playing NCAA. How is he the Rosier Vance, the most explosive offensive player, right? That's what you're saying? But he doesn't have the most explosive player on the team this year. How is he the most explosive? Last year, Brooks is the most explosive. Jaden Mbakwe is more explosive than Ryan Williams. Ty Simpson has missed lots here. Brooks on multiple crosses, not drops. We're not talking about drops. We're talking about misses. We're talking about misses to Lachier Brooks. Lachier Brooks has one drop on the season, and it's on a late throw on a crosser, wide open, a late throw on his back shoulder. Yes, it's touching his hands. It's on his back hip, back shoulder, back hip, however you want to describe it, going away from the ball. He reaches back and touches his hand, he drops it. I could live with that. Okay, stop making excuses for him. Once again, somebody said even Julio Jones had drops. Yes, Julio Jones had, I think, 18 drops over 3 years of his collegiate career. Oh, they didn't throw the ball as much when Julio was. So why you bring his name into the conversation? If they could have, if they did throw the ball, he probably would have. Okay, let's help your argument out. Let's help your argument out. If they had thrown, and I see your comment, Rosier, you that I could tell you don't know anything about this team. You're just a fan. I'll tell you about Bach in a second and how explosive he is, and how I can allude to that and have some facts behind it. But to y'all arguments for this drop situation with your most explosive receiver, right? Julio Jones had a total of 18 drops over 3 years. Ryan Williams is in his 24th, has played 23 games at Alabama, and he already has 19 drops. So basically, what we're saying right now, is that every game we can count on Ryan Williams to have at least one drop if he's targeted. We can count on that. Right now, Ryan Williams' drop to catch ratio is like for every 3 catches, he dropping the ball. So why do I want to design plays to force the ball to him and give it to him in space? I don't care how many times has Ryan Williams how many times has Ryan Williams fumbled catching the ball trying to get extra yards running in between traffic with the ball loose. Why do I want to keep giving the ball to him when I got guys like Jeremy Bernard who would take the ball after the catch it? Latsier Brooks, guys that's running hard after the catch. Rico Scott. Now let's get to this Rozier guy that's jumping in without a wristband, talking crazy like he knows football, right? Because he's the most explosive player. First of all, Latsier Brooks is the fastest player on the team. It is recorded. You got a legit 4.37 guy at wide receiver with Latsier Brooks, and right behind him at a 4.398 is your boy Jalen Mbakwe. Ryan Williams is a 4.4 guy, right? 4.45, 4.47, somewhere in that range. Hasn't even truly been recorded running a 40, right? That's so. Let's talk about Ryan Williams versus Jalen Mbakwe state championship 2024. If I'm not mistaken, 2024. What's this, 2025? No, it's 2023 then. 2023. Ryan Williams, Jalen Mbakwe state championship game. Jalen Mbakwe played quarterback and safety in that game. Both he and Ryan Williams both accounted for all 8 touchdowns in that game. You're talking about 900 yards worth of offense created between just the two of them, with 480 some of it going to Jalen Mbakwe. Explosive playmakers. I don't care what position you did that from. Anytime you put up 480 total yards of offense, mind you, this isn't Mbakwe throwing for 300 passing yards. I think it was like 100 and some passing yards, 104 passing yards, 180 some rushing yards, punt return yards, kick return, like just any way you can get the ball in his hands. He was able to create plays. That's the reason for him moving from corner to wide receiver. It wasn't because they didn't have a plan for him at wide receiver. He felt like, and the staff felt like, he could be an asset on both sides. Now, him jumping in the portal was to open up the NIL collectives' eyes and ears so they could stop playing around with this NIL thing and thinking that Bama brand stands for itself, it speaks for itself, and could get us the top recruits. No, you got to get some money out there. Everybody else opening their pocketbooks. We need to open up ours too. That was that move. But Bach is one of the most explosive players. And even in spring ball, if you look at his development through spring ball, the storyline was how much he's improving. If he can become a receiver, he finds himself in position to get more playing time for this scheme. But talking about exposing this natural athlete, Bach is one of the best athletes on the team. Latsier Brooks is definitely the fastest. Mattress Matt says, $2 super chat says, quick screen passes to anyone with speed. That's easier said than done. Bro, let's just admit Williams isn't the guy we thought he was going to be. I've been said. I told y'all after week 7, 8 last year. Who was it? Against Oklahoma last year. I told y'all. When Ryan Williams allows, when anybody can get in his space and get hands on him, he's not effective. He's not effective. He doesn't fight through contact. And being a kid that grew up in Mobile, you expect him to be a little bit more tough. I think he'll develop it though. You talking about high school? Yeah, that's how kids get recruited. That's how you learn kids' skill sets. That's how you build a profile on them. You talking about high school? Yeah, I'm talking about high school. 6'8" Alabama high school that got him a scholarship offer to Alabama. I would love to debate with you about football any day. You seem like an easy target. Coach Smook, I told you so. You didn't believe me. Told you about what, Justin Temples? Told me about what? I don't even know you. Talking about you told me so. We know what he did in high school, this college. So you don't think the catch that he made against EIU and then the plays that he made or the targets that he was winning, those routes that he was winning against Michigan, aren't things that you could build off on? just adding, correlating that to his natural ability and his speed. You don't think that could correlate and say that and classify him as an explosive player? Stop. You don't got a risk, man. You starting. Why isn't he playing it? That's the question that we're asking for Jalen Hill, Bach, Derek Meadows, Cole Adams. Why is he not playing and Ryan Williams is? There's definitely a conflict of interest there. I've already spoken on it. Take your broadcast over there, get you a membership, and watch the membership only video, and you can figure it out. I don't know him, Jadarius. I've never seen him. I never seen him. Never seen him before. He come in here talking about Ryan Williams, the most explosive player. He's not. The numbers will show you that he's not the most explosive player. Nobody talking about it. Stop, man. Somebody get him, y'all. He need a wristband so I could acknowledge him. I'm sick of you. I'm going off Dougie Fresh. You know how I get when these little Rudy Poo KD vibe fans come in here. He giving me Kangaroo Black vibes, bro. With this Ryan Williams stuff. Anybody that's on this Ryan Williams train talk about he the best wide receiver and all this, you have been proven wrong. I told you before the season. I told you before the season that Ryan Williams wasn't going to be wide receiver number one. Nobody wanted to believe me. He's going to have 1,000-yard receiving year. He's going to have a Heisman type season. I kept telling y'all, this man is not wide receiver one, and it's okay. I would recruit Ryan Williams as wide receiver 3 because I know your third best cover guy, your fourth best cover guy cannot do nothing with him. I truly believe that. And I would scheme him to where most of his routes coming out of slot would not put him in the middle of the field. You say you'll buy my stream. Yeah, that's what they all say. Do it. You talking. I'm saying, I'm backing what I'm saying. You ain't. You ain't. So have you been to a Bama scrimmage or a Bama practice? Rozier? I don't think he has. I think he deserves a 5. Which one of my mods want to give him a 5? Give him a 5 real quick. Coach, Georgia didn't even really try to take Hollywood away this past weekend. He didn't try to work himself open either. There was one play I truly believe Ryan Williams could have been open if he's driving through his route. And I think Ty Simpson wanted to see him. And if he drives through his route, I mean truly drives through his route, he could find himself open in the second phase of that route concept. Even on the hitch routes, Ryan doesn't drive back to the ball. He'll wait on the ball. There's a lot of small things. And Mike McCoy, I appreciate Mike McCoy for calling Ryan out earlier in the season. I don't like, calling players out their names, talking about, his fingernail polish stuff. Do I like it? No, I don't agree with it. Whatever the reason was, I don't think it's made for the persona you want to present as a athlete trying to be taken serious, right? I just don't think it's something. That's my personal opinion too. Judge me if you want. That's my personal opinion. I'll take it. But that's my personal opinion. I'll say this, and then I'm gonna get ready to go because I gotta handle some things tonight before I go to sleep and before everything closes. Stop. Bernard Horton and Brooks is better than Ryan Williams. I even throw Derek Meadows in that. As far as being complete receivers, man. Rico Scott, I truly believe, is a better route runner. He has a better catch radius. Rico Scott not dropping those passes. Like, I don't know, man. I don't know. Do you think an extra year of high school would have helped Ryan Williams 100%? And I told people we got to remember last year when he came on the scene, a lot of things that he did, they weren't orthodox. They were unorthodox things. And when people said, you know what, let's stop trying to see what space he could work with and just like go at him. That's what happened. And ever since then, that's the scouting report on Ryan Williams. Be physical. Be physical with Ryan Williams, and we got him. That's a scouting report. Easy scouting report. You can get your preferred walk on DBs to go out there and execute that scouting report at a high clip. Yeah, we got about 10 more minutes on the show. Come on, more topics of conversation. I think I'm done grilling the Ryan Williams. I think I'm done with that. Ryan G says Jesus loves you. Amen. Jesus loves you too, brother. Shout out to the 30 in the chat. 56 in the chat. We got 30 likes on the stream. Continue running the likes up. Thank y'all for the super chats once again. And also, everybody hitting the like on the stream. We need more comments. Let me see if I can get my moderate chat filter, top messages. Let me put all messages on there. And Rico getting no clock. Man, it's a lot of issues with player rotation. A lot of things that I have a question about when it comes to player rotation and how they're using some of these guys. Watch Ryan have a breakout game against Oklahoma. It might very well be so. I never said the young man was trash. I just say he ain't wide receiver one. He's supposed to me, Ryan Williams should be benefiting from being the third receiver on the roster, the third option. If I'm knowing what I know now and having the coaching experience that I have, right? All of that running together, I think my best chance to have a guy like Ryan Williams. Think about it. When Wes Welker had to be wide receiver number one for Tom Brady, when he didn't have any threats outside on the boundary or the tight end asset in the middle, was Wes Welker really that much better than the DBs that were guarding him, or was Wes Welker good at finding space and catching the ball and getting yards after catch, being a possession guy, efficient at all the basics and doing the extra stuff at a high rate? He was great at all the basics, route running, hands. Wes Welker had very few drops. Wes Welker didn't use his arms and his chest a lot either on catches. They are. So he needs to capitalize that. And that's why I think we've seen a lot more reps with Lachier Brooks. If Ty Simpson could throw guys in stride, he could throw guys open, I think we'll be in a lot better spot offensively. That's just my personal opinion. Defensively, I love what our defense is doing. Who would you compare Lottie Brooks to from the past? Lottie gives me Jalen Waddle off rip. Is the reason why he ran that 17, but he gives you Jalen Waddle. But more so with his route running, Christian Jones is an underrated route runner that has come through Bama. Christian Jones. If you go to look at how Christian Jones attacked the ball in the air off of those corner routes, those smash concepts, I think you see a lot of Lachier Brooks, Christian Jones and Lachier Brooks. And then I like Brooks' physicality too. He doesn't mind getting dirty and blocking. He's not the best as far as being a gunner on punt team and kick return. He's moving too fast. You got to slow down and square up so you can make a clean hit if that's what you're going to do. That's what your assignment is. But other than that, my boy is out there doing his thing as a freshman. And the fact that a lot of looks that could be directed towards him, a lot of play design that could be designed for him is not being done because of the favoritism we're seeing towards Ryan Williams. And it's not like it's not warranted. I'm not going to sit here and say Ryan Williams is trash. I just don't think he deserves the attention that he gets from the game plan. I think if you lessen the attention towards him, he will be more impactful. Less targets, more impact for Ryan Williams at this point. And that's just being honest. How does it work? Let's say, for instance, you got a game plan where you're trying to stop the deep crosser or the play action deep crosser with Ryan Williams out of the slot or the boundary, right? And let's say for the first 30 plays of offense, you don't get an inkling of that because Ryan personnel wise is in the alignment to give you that. And the first 5 or 6 reps that he's been given, he hasn't run anything close to that. But his releases look the same. His intentionalness to block on the run plays looks the same. Now you get in the second quarter, you're in 2nd and 3 or 2nd and 4, and you're in the positive on the 42, right? You want to take a shot play because you want to take that shot play. Now you got the defense settled. Ryan Williams gets motion to the spot. You key on it. Are they truly prepared if he releases the same way and executes the same exact way every play? We don't get that from Ryan Williams. But are they prepared? No. They're not prepared. They're not prepared if he executes the same way every time. They're going to he doing the same thing. And that's when you see that's why you saw guys like Smitty. That's why you saw Judy. That's why you saw Ruggs. That's why you saw Mechie. That's why you saw Waddle. That's why you saw that group of receivers have such success, because their pace and timing in their delivery on the route was consistent. Isaiah Horton has been doing that all season. Now we're seeing why Isaiah Horton can create so much value for himself and doesn't need a breakout 15 touchdown season, 900, 1,200 yards. He don't need that. NFL look at his route running, they look at his hands, they look at his catch rates, and they look at the quarterback passes that have been thrown to him and the catches that he's made. Somebody's going to get him. If not, and I don't think Horton's a first round guy. Early first round, late second round, by all means. Early second round, late second round. He's a second round guy. Why are these people not keeping the same energy about Ty QB play? They bash Miro every chance they got, and that last year's offense played better. Statistically, the last year's offense is producing a lot better. But we're not going to talk about that tonight. Oh yeah, I think Meadows is a solid guy, and to have Meadows and Cedaric Morgan as far as our future at the X position, I'm excited. I wish we would have utilized Jalen Hale. I truly think Hale it needs to be used, but I think Hale is in the portal. Meadows is returning. Bama boy Meadows is returning. Meadows is good. He's locked in. Appreciate you, Lit House. Appreciate you. I seen your comment too, man. I seen your comments on the videos. Hey, if y'all haven't, man, engage on the conversations on a lot of the videos, the shorts, the videos, everything. Just go through and check the content out. Y'all really want to help your brother out. Y'all say y'all like what I'm doing. Go and check out all the content, not just the live streams. Don't just show up to talk, to be seen or be heard. Go to those comments, because I'm starting to interact with that, and a lot of that stuff is going to drive our postseason content, right? Is going to keep our. Do we keep Bach? I think we're in good position. A lot of the big name players that y'all aren't seeing on the field that are in their sophomore year, redshirt freshman year, I wouldn't be too much worried about these guys. It's the older guys, the redshirt juniors that came in Saban's era, that I think you should be more worried about. Lit House say he about to renew the membership. That's what's up. Smook, you think Ty returns? I do. Do I think he wins the job? No. I don't think he wins the job, and I don't think him returning forces Russell into the portal. When we talk about portal moves for a lot of players, you got to look at the landscape. There are not a lot of destinations for a 5-star freshman transfer quarterback to go and start that has no starting experience. Nico was able to do it. UCLA had nobody, and he started his second year. This is Nico's third year. He's a redshirt sophomore, if I'm not mistaken. I'm back at you. So I think when you look at Russell going to the portal, if I'm advising him, I'm telling him to stay. Bama's your best chance at the NFL. I don't care if you're in the Alabama quarterback room. You're going to have NFL scouts at practices. You're going to have NFL, like you're being evaluated from the time you step on Alabama campus. You're being evaluated for the NFL. You could be a 3-star if you get signed to Alabama. If you play at Alabama, if you suit up and you practice at Alabama, you will get evaluated by NFL scouts. Facts, man, my boy. That's what I truly believe. That's why I subscribe, man. Sometimes I need to hear the more reasonable take, especially after a few days after the game when I had time to think. Yeah, I think everybody has kind of labeled me as the sunshine pumper for the Bama fan base. I'll be that. But you can have your opinion, right? But stats and facts will show a lot of these goofies on these panels just be saying stuff out of their emotions, because it's a narrative that can relate with a lot of emotional takes. I don't do emotional takes. Do I get emotional about takes? Yes, but I don't do emotional takes, meaning I don't make my takes based off of the emotions of what facts present. I base my takes off of the facts. And for everybody thinking that this portal deal is going to hurt Bama, I think you got space to lose 11 guys with the guys that we have sitting on the bench, the guys that have no eligibility left in the freshman class they were bringing in, you have space to lose 11 guys. You have space to replace some wide receivers. You have space to replace some offensive linemen. You have space to replace some linebackers. Like, we have space to replace some if some of these guys that haven't been getting playing time don't decide to come back. Yeah, I haven't taken Damian Harris serious for a while. He's not a real Bama dude either. Like, he went to Bama. He got a degree from Bama. His NFL career was strictly because he played at Bama, right? Um, but as far as his football talk when it comes to breaking down Bama, we can see that he's really allowed the media propaganda to kind of give him a driving force for his takes and stuff, and he likes it too. That's how they build value. David Pollock did the same thing against Georgia fans for a while, and then towards the end, when he kind of came off of the scene from mainstream, you saw him start to get more authentic and be more biased towards Georgia in realistic fashion. And they didn't like that because he didn't want to push media narrative. So I think you stay true and you find yourself in a better spot. That's why I support David Pollock's content. I support it 100%. But we're gonna get ahead and get off of here, y'all. I hope y'all enjoyed the conversation tonight. I might come back again later tonight just because I'm up and I can't do any editing on my computer. So I'll tap in with y'all later. I may just start another live, midnight, and see who's up, want to talk late. But this is what we'll be doing all week. So um y'all tap in, man. Y'all tap in, and y'all continue to support the content. Continue to support by liking, sharing. Make sure you subscribe, and that we're getting people to join that membership. Join that membership. Join the AAA family. Become a member of the YouTube channel. Go watch all of the membership videos, especially the one from this past weekend. If you listen to that, and I expect each and every member to use those videos and those clips. I don't care about y'all getting clips of it and sharing it or sharing information that you get from you paid for it. That's what you paid for. Share it. Put it out there for people to call me out on it. You know, put it out there. I love that because when they get to see it like y'all do, and this is the funny part about it. Y'all will get that information. Y'all will get inside scoop on stuff that's happening in Alabama, and y'all won't go out and publicly say nothing, right? And then when it happens, y'all not reacting or excited. Y'all just saying y'all told you like you told us, Coach Smook. You said it first, and then and then and then like the rest of the Bama fan base is like, yeah, he just a fake insider. Nah, the same way people go on BOL and who else has message boards? 247, all these different Bama center places got their message boards. We got Discord. You don't have to pay for Discord, but go start sharing this. The members only is our message board. It's a live interactive message board, and whatever you say in there, it's on the live chat. Replay is there for members only. Like, you can go and see it, and you don't have those long drawn out fake conversations about somebody's brother knowing Kirby Smart's little cousin that's married to Jeremy Pruitt's sister, and their brother-in-law is Jeremy Pruitt's trash man, and he's supposed to be getting hired at Alabama based off of what that guy said. No, we don't do that. We don't do that. So Q&A, we're bringing it back for this time being until we get the phone call line set up. We actually might have a phone call show tomorrow. It won't be call-in line, but we'll provide a link. You come in there, and I'm going to be providing my moderators with some training. Gabe3612 said, come on over to KB and learn more about. Gabe, you dumb as hell. One, Kangaroo Black don't know no football. Two, I like the troll move, and I purposely read it out because you were one of the ones that was in that live stream when we did our collab last year, and I called him a Fairweather fan to his face. And then I told everybody that they should go and check out his entertaining content. So I appreciate you for pulling up and exposing yourself. Thank you for being what they call them, a lurker. You know what I'm saying? We like our lurkers. Even though you don't like the stream or interact, you watching helps us gain viewership and more Kangaroo Black fans are pulling up each and every stream and actually subscribing. So thank you for being a part of that little cluster of people. And to everybody, man, I appreciate y'all for tapping in tonight. It's been fun. I'm your boy, Coach Smook, here on the Coach Smook Network. Shout out to my AAA family. Y'all see y'all stuff right there. Coach Smook Network established 2023. And we're going to keep going into year 2. Year 2, May of 26 will be completion of year 2, going into year 3. So no, we had Coach Smook Network in 23. We just didn't do nothing. We stopped our network for the first part of 24 to go be at another channel. Then we came back. Yeah. So yeah. Gabe, nobody cares who you are at the end of the day. Nobody cares who you are. Roll Tide chat, and appreciate you for tapping in. I appreciate y'all for supporting. And remember, when you see me in the streets, holler at me and say, put me in the game, Coach Smook. I'll catch y'all in the next one. Be blessed. I love y'all. And we're out. Oh, yeah. Shout out to Walk-Ons, our sponsor. Shout out to Walk-Ons. Shout out to University of Health and Performance for the sponsorship. Shout out to Menace Standard Executive Security and also Yon Street Casual Streetwear, Street Apparel. Yon. Y'all go check out Yon, man. Make sure y'all go check it out. Get y'all gear. Give y'all the link on Instagram and all that. Make sure y'all go check it out, man. Give my boy his love and show him some love. And we appreciate y'all for showing y'all love and doing what y'all doing in the Coach Smook Network. 100%, 35 likes on the stream. Again, we had another stream already. Y'all hit the goal on that one. Y'all hit this one. I appreciate y'all 100%. Y'all be blessed and take care of yourself. See y'all tomorrow.